Hi everyone, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. Yes, I'm kind of centered. Hold on. There we go. That's better. More of me. All right. Here we have another solo from the 2023 Utah State drill meet, the competition that was just a couple of weeks ago. No, a week ago. Holy cow. So much has gone on over the last 2 weeks.
Come on,
it's just
Javi,
been
you got
incredible.
this. Easy cake.
Oh, hold on. Before I continue with this, I was walking around the whole drill meet, making sure that the judges were comfortable with the adjudication system. I made sure that I stayed with some of the judges for a little while, stayed with some of the other judges. I kept moving back and forth. I was head judge and walking around, didn't judge at all. Really, I only saw snippets of a couple of routines here and there, but I was mainly concerned with the judges and how they were getting used to the competition, the score sheets, the whole adjudication system, the World Drill Association adjudication system. So I am not going behind my judges and then saying, you know, this could have been this way or that way or whatever. I'm just giving my viewpoint as it's requested. So that was a nice opening statement. Just before the report in, and it continued opening statement. That was great. However, you know, marching at the upside down carry, going to right shoulder here, it's just not conducive to the. Oh, that was weird. All right, you fell over your feet there. Okay, so let's go back to this right here. The little facing movement, and then this. Why are you doing this? Now, you don't say that the judge is right here, okay? And this is the area where you're performing. You do not have to be centered on and reporting in square to the judge. That's not necessary. You can report in anywhere. You can report in any position you want. You can execute a left-handed salute. That's not disrespectful for all of those who are going to go, not at all. All right, there's a long history of saluting, and left-handed salutes were just fine. It's just in the modern era, we've all of a sudden started to get all excited about it. You can do anything you want for exhibition drill, within reason, of course, but this doesn't look good. Not at all. Now, again, you can do anything you want. However, you need to look like you're in control the whole time. This doesn't look like you're in control. So in another video that I made, a critique, I was talking about let the rifle lead you around the drill pad so that you can create an effective routine. This is not it. And then the facing movement and the heel slam and all that. These are basic things that you really don't need to include in your performance. So you have a certain level of the rifle work which is doing really well. I mean, look at this right here. There. Excellent spin. Why did you slam your feet together? What are you doing here? So if it's a kind of inspection thing, all right, I can understand that. It just doesn't work with one person, though. And walking a little bit, slamming the heels. Okay, there is a certain sharpness to it. There is a certain effect that you're creating. But it's just not as engaging. Now that was interesting. That really was the movement, letting the rifle down that way. OTHs, walking OTH. That's great. That works well. And so again here, the footwork is just, it's not complicated. It's messy. So if you're going for complicated footwork, great. Okay, so now take the footwork that you're doing and clean it up. But if you're just going for something that you're searching for, and honestly, this is what it looks like. You're searching for ways to create sharpness, and this really isn't working all that well. You have great rifle work at moments so far, and this is really nice to watch. I really appreciate this. However, the footwork just really isn't there. It's an attempt, obviously, and you're working for it. So or toward it. And I do appreciate that aspect of you searching out and going for a little bit more of a non-standard look for your drill. However, I think if you would follow the advice of make sure that you let the rifle lead you around, just like there. That was it. That worked, except then, and right there. But that doesn't. Everybody marches at port arms, and just because you sharpen your stop with a nice heel slam in there doesn't make it any more effective. It's just sharp regsibition, almost. Bill Owen created that term years ago. And it fits perfectly in many cases. Right here in that moment, yes, that fit. Regsibition. So it's an exhibitionized regulation drill. That's not what this is about. When you're at your level, you're starting to build up and increase your work so that you can create a whole package that you can give to your audience. And it's just not a... Yeah, nice job. Nice job. Now that toss, the across the body toss that's overhead, that would have been a little more effective had you caught the rifle on the right and then froze for just a split second instead of grabbing the rifle and turning and walking away. You want to emphasize something like that. It's a major move. And so you want to let the audience have a bit of a visual rest. So we have peaks and valleys as we go through an exhibition performance. Mainly exhibition. There can be a little bit in regulation, but it's not part of the design process. For exhibition drill, it is part of the design process. So having that peak of that's the audience, not you, obviously, and then catch, and then everybody goes, oh yeah, and then you continue, giving your audience that visual rest, the wow, that release. That's what's called for there, unless you want to hold them. Now you can hold them also. You can create that toss. It comes up, you catch it either with one or two hands, whatever you want. And then you continue on, and everybody's going, oh, wow, this is great. Watch this. Oh, this is... And then you give them a visual rest. Keeping the audience up at a peak for so long will get visually tiring and exhausting, honestly. So we want to have a peak, maybe carry it, and then drop. And then go into a valley, then have a peak. It depends, though. An exhibition soloist's performance is only a couple of minutes long, and so you need to plan out not only where you're going to march and how you're going to march, which it looks like you didn't map it out, but you also want to plan out the peaks and the valleys and so forth, and whether you're going to just create a sharp peak or peak and then hold a little bit and then drop off. So again, here, You marched at right shoulder, then you marched a little bit at port, and then you throw in a single-handed left-handed spin. That's great. Left-handed spin. And then marching around a little bit, it looks like you're kind of making things up. And really, that's what it does. Does look like you're making a little bit up here and there. You have the rifle work. You just don't have the movement. Yeah, it does look like you're making it up on the spot. You have you're displaying a vocabulary. So I think you had, was it OTHs with the right hand and now the left? Maybe it was two lefts. However, if it was with, both hands, then, man, that's fantastic. So you want to give a sample of all of your skills, all of your rifle spinning skills and marching skills, variation of technique, opposite hands, high spinning, mid-body spinning, even lower body spinning, right, middle, left, behind, in the front. There's all kinds of work that you can do. Great spin, but this is very staggered out. There's some, and that looked like it was, well, I guess I'll report out now. That didn't look put together at all. Let's go right here. Good catch. And then you come to, it looks like you're going to do something here, and then you just stop. It looks like you're going to continue on, but it was kind of I'll use my strength to hold the rifle right there, and then I'll report out. And it just didn't have the impact. You want eventually you want people to say, here, take my baby and train my little boy, train my little girl. I want them to do just what you did. This is fantastic. This is wonderful. And so, that's at a certain level. That is, maybe 3 years down the line from when you first start spinning, maybe even longer. But here you have pockets of really nice work, but then the transitions in between just don't work at all. It's not peaks and valleys. You have effectiveness in this section right here, and maybe even a smaller section. Maybe it just goes up to a peak like this. It's effectiveness, and then it's very ineffective, and then it's effective and ineffective. So you're looking for effective work all throughout the performance, from the time you start to the time you finish.
That concludes my routine. Do I have permission?
But you don't have that here.
Permission granted. Thank you, sir.
So,
Oh yeah!
excuse me.
Money! Yeah!
So instead of
Oh yeah!
the more or less walking at port, the walking at right shoulder, it looks like you're figuring out what to do. You really need to go through my article, the 7 parts of an exhibition drill performance, and look at just this one section, just the opening statement, which actually you did. And then you have the entrance up to the judge. And then you have the report in. And then you have the movement away from the judge. And then you have the body. And then you have this. And finally moving back to you can break it up into 14, 71 parts, whatever you want. 3 parts, it doesn't matter. But 7 seems to work, not necessarily a magical number, but it seems to work really well when you're breaking down a performance. And then you allot a certain time for each of the parts. You then just work on this part, just work on that part. But you also concentrate on transitions from one part to another, and then transitions obviously within the performance. And then you have vertical transitions, and then horizontal transitions, and vertical effectiveness, horizontal, and there's all kinds of things to explain. But at least for now, it it looks like it's a lot of guesswork with this performance. As far as as some of the rifle work, but most of the rifle work you have been working on for a long time. But the footwork is just all wandering, layered under some pockets of effective rifle work. So now's the time to start planning and actually making sure that you're moving through the whole process as effectively as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for rifle work being at the advanced stage, and then footwork, and then body work, and all three must be, you can have varying degrees, and I understand that because it's a learning process and it takes time to do that. But still, this was it was a good performance, and yet there's much room for improvement. So I hope my comments have been helpful. Thanks.